Chiefs.
Whenever Sharon's ready, it's gonna be the three of us. We have one, but barely, but we have four. You ready? Good afternoon. We will call the meeting to order. We have a quorum, barely, but we do have a quorum out there. And the first item on the agenda was a prayer, which we had scheduled for Tom Washburn, Austin Avenue Church of Christ. I don't believe he's here. So Doug, I believe I asked you, would you mind doing our prayer for us this morning, please?
I don't mind doing
I'm not throwing you out there for the moment.
that. We don't have a mic, so you don't want to let us stand here, do you?
Please do.
If you bow with me. Almighty God, we come before you this afternoon, recognizing the fact that you control all things as our creator and as our sustainer, our provider. God, we depend upon you for everything, whether we choose to acknowledge that or not. Certainly is upon each person. But Father, we ask as this meeting comes to order that you would guide the thoughts and words of those participating, that above all, whatever takes place, that your name be glorified and praised. And we thank you for the blessings you've given this county, and we ask that you continue blessing this county through your power and might. We ask these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Doug. Do we have anyone signed up for citizens' comments? No one signed up for citizens' comments. We have a consent agenda, but we're going to take it by item today. Three of us would rather do. So, first item under the consent agenda is approval of the agenda of the previous meeting held on 2/21/2023. A motion and a second to approve the minutes from the previous meeting. All in favor, raise your right hand. Or we could say aye. Okay. Do we have a treasurer's or auditor's report today? There's nothing there on B. Approval of recommendation regarding the burn ban. Doing all right. We will leave the burn ban. No action taken. The burn ban remains off. Item D is the bills. Y'all ready to do the bills now, or you would prefer to do them? We have time to look at them. Do them now.
I'm good. I'm good.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second to pay the bills. All in favor, raise your right hand. And E is approval of action regarding application of a private line on County Road 334 by Atmos Energy Corp. Is that precinct 3?
Line on County Road 334 west 3100. It'll be a buried cable and the gas line. It'll be done up county specs. I make a motion to approve this application legislation.
Is that a bore or a cutter down the right way? It's a cutter. Okay.
No, it don't even cost a lot.
It doesn't cost you. Okay. So we have a motion from precinct 3 commissioner. Second. Any other discussion? All in favor? There's the paperwork for that. Just catch up on signing paper right quick. Under next item agenda is going to be employee changes, consideration of possible approval of action regarding appointing Brenda Arp as the new elections administrator effective April 1st, 2023. Who's presenting that?
Okay, Brenda, are you presenting it?
Well, the election.
I was under the impression the judge was going to present.
The judge is not here, so come fill us in.
For the elections commission,
Yes.
Christine and I are on the elections commission, And it is our recommendation as the Elections Commission that Brown County appoint Brenda Art as the new elections administrator, effective April 1st, 2023.
Therefore, I make a motion we appoint her as election administrator.
Okay.
During
But
discussion
there
of this,
was another item to talk about, and I believe that would be the salary. And I don't know if this is the time to do
yeah,
that.
there's no salary here.
No,
So don't talk about the salary.
Well, if
just
we don't
the-
know the numbers, I don't
We do
have
know the
anything here for
numbers.
that.
I believe we do know the numbers. Brenda, do you know the numbers?
I wasn't expecting this.
Okay, so I, well, we know the numbers as far as the election commission goes, but if you want to wait on that, that's fine too.
Is it the same as Larry's?
I don't know. That was the question.
We better do it again. We better do it
Well,
separately
Okay.
let's do that.
another time.
Yeah, we couldn't agree. We could not recommend salary because that's not our deal.
Okay.
It's
So,
the commissioner's court.
We approve
To
the
approve.
position, but salary is still subject
I
to.
believe they did talk about the salaries, did they?
I don't have any information on here though, so
Did they say the same as yours? or-
The members, yeah,
Okay.
the minutes reflected that they were gonna go ahead and give her the salary, but I make it now.
Well, we didn't put that in the minutes because we can't prove that, is my understanding.
Okay.
I may be wrong about that, but
we need to get that on.
it's whatever y'all would like to do.
We need to get it on. If we need to do it officially, we need to get it on next week's meeting.
Probably, because she won't be appointed until April the 1st.
Yeah, we'll get it on there for it
So-
first, so you get paid, you're gonna get paid for now.
So Sean, you may appreciate those.
Well- over there.
It's not on the agenda. They just made it.
Well, I'm sorry, Brenda, but I guess we're gonna pass on this item for lack of all the information we need today. I'm sorry.
We wondered though, Kevin.
Yeah,
We could, subject to the salary, still be subject to
You might
discussion.
not want to get appointed until y'all decide what
so
you're
are we
paying.
gonna appoint her?
Yeah, I'll be.
Don't sign up on that.
get a part-
Exactly.
We know what the salary's gonna be, but it's not official on the minutes, on the agenda, so. So I'm making most of it approve the appointment of Brenda Artis, county elections officer. And subject to the clarification on the salary.
The motion, second, you got the wording on that, Sharon, subject to, no, still have discussion on salary.
Subject to clarification of salary.
Yes. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? There you go. You just got it by 3. But that was unanimous.
Thank you.
Next item is consideration of possible approval of action regarding the local funeral home fees. Doug, are you prepared to present us with that? And is this something you've worked on too?
I think it's been exchanged for that, so we were passing on it.
We have this right here.
Oh, I don't have that.
Check, you know.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing,
No, we can do it, just needs to be printed.
the only thing I would say about it is, I'm not sure if I'm still, really part of this discussion. When we brought it to the commissioner's court, it was, I think, then, tabled until there could be some discussion and some investigation by our county attorney, Jennifer Broughton. And I believe probably at this point in time, it would be to the, for Ms. Broughton to address what she has found. We gave what our recommendation was, having met with funeral homes. I think Ms. Broughton has those numbers with her also. So unless y'all have a question for me, it's certainly something that needs to be addressed. I know it's been put off for several weeks, maybe even months at this point in time. But I believe we're just at the point now for it to be put in some form or fashion before the commissioner's court to make a decision about taking care of the funeral homes that are taking care of the county as basically contract workers at this point in time.
Where's that from? Where'd that come from?
What we decided.
On the desk here when I got here, I don't know.
Okay. I don't know where that's coming from. I think the only issue is it had to be on the front end.
Yeah.
So as long as all that's on the front end, that should be fine. That's what y'all do.
They got
So it
paid from, that's just for pickups and stuff like
And
that.
In the bags.
the pickups and the bags and the transport
Yeah,
to the,
that's what we agreed to do.
okay.
There was discussion about though, who paid the fee to return the body back.
It has to be on the front end, but I think that as long as that's just talking about the front end, that should be fine.
Well, this is says transportation 250 miles, fully loaded.
Loaded miles.
So what they're talking about when they say fully loaded, when they go, they're loaded, right? And they come back, they're not, so they're not paid for that. Then they go pick it up, they're not loaded, but they come back, they're loaded. So it's basically a round trip.
Yeah.
There's two trips, but you're paying for one trip, basically.
And the discussions I recall was whether or not because we weren't legally bound to pay the return trip.
But I think that there's really four, because there's there and back, and then there's there and back, and they were only asking for two of those trips. So as long as they're both on the front end, that's fine. So I think it's approved
When they
two
were
trips.
loaded, carried.
So-
Right, well, they were actually had the body on board.
Yeah.
That's what it comes
So that
down
comes
to.
up to, they have a pickup
That's
fee,
only
of-
fair.
as I read, it's a pickup fee of $300. The body bag fee is $100 to $150, only used as needed. I don't know what the difference is
All
on that.
right,
Sometimes they don't have to use body bags.
well, let me explain that. 150 on a body bag is if you got a melter.
Yeah.
You gotta have it secure. That's a heavy duty. 100 is if you have to have a body bag for whatever reason, and you gotta transport a body bag. A lot of times they go to the hospital, they don't have a body bag. They put them on a gurney, put a nice sheet and cover over them and wheel them out. But that's not always the case. If you go out to an accident scene and you go out to some place where they've been deceased for several days and the heat has gotten to them, it's not very pretty.
That
sight.
requires a different.
Different body
Okay,
bag.
I
So,
understand that.
and body bags, according to what they told me, again, that's not used on every body. I think they said maybe, I forget what the percentage was.
It's just about 20% or
But
something.
yeah, about 20 or 30%. And again, inquest, in 2021, we did 12, which required autopsies. And in 2022 through October, we've done 15, and we calculated maybe 18. So when you're talking about overall deaths, 106 in 2021 and 117 last entry, again through October was 117. Your percentage of actually using body bags, actually using, having an inquest or an autopsy is fairly minimal. I think I just had to do some rough calculations because we don't know how many people are gonna pass in Brownwood. I figured it about somewhere between 22 and 29,000, depending. Again, we talk about a pickup fee. That's a pickup fee only if the family hadn't requested it.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot
what
of
I'm
times
saying.
the family requests them, and so it's
Not
no,
an issue.
it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Again, these are on issues that the county has to deal with when there's no family to tell them where to send them, when there's a requirement by law or by investigation that you gotta have an autopsy. And then the body bags are just necessities that come up. Just, again, they're not always used, but when you need one, you need one. So,
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
yes, sir.
Like, they say that a lot of the time, the families take care of it anyway.
And the third thing is the transportation is $2.50 per loaded mile.
Per loaded mile.
So
If they don't have a body on board, they're not getting paid.
does that address everything?
They're deadheaded.
Yep.
Is there a motion to approve the funeral home fees? Wayne or Larry? Is there a motion to approve these fees?
Yes. So much.
So moved from Larry. Got a second from Mr. Shaw. All in favor, raise your right hand. That is done. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for the prayer also.
And thank you, Ms. Vaughn. I
Can I
appreciate
have
it.
that paper?
Ma'am, you need that? I'm gonna prove that to you. And Sharon need that one also?
I'll get a copy from her later.
Okay. Item B here is consideration of possible approval of action regarding Pleasant Valley Ranches plat to be presented by Levi Kraft and Nick Taylor. There, it looks like Nick Taylor, correct?
Levi Kraft,
You're Levi Kraft, I'm sorry. I don't know one of you from the other.
you want me up here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm aware of the fact that Rita has approved her part of this. We had a message from
County surveyor.
King that he has approved his portion of this, so we're ready to move forward on this, and it's in my precinct. So this is gonna be located right off County Road, or is it on?
County Road 417, there's several, 419. There's several county roads.
So these have all been
And 423.
approved by the county septic inspector, that approved by the county surveyor, and I would make a motion that we approve these plats.
Rita Read approval.
Rita has approved.
Okay. Second.
All there is to it.
Motion second, any discussion about this?
We'll need to sign.
All in favor? And I will sign those for you. You in a hurry?
Always.
Always. Six, I can sign them afterward, or I'll sign them now.
Do I leave them with you guys or do I?
We'll sign them right now for you.
Okay. Well,
Like that.
And
So-
we take them back to the clerk's office, is that the
I
next?
suppose.
it was my understanding that was Dawn is supposed to follow these.
You have to take them to the clerk's office, so we
And
can
then
put them in his pickup.
Okay.
He's got a pickup in our office.
Sure. Now, there's 3 Mylars and there's 5 paper copies. Do you want to sign all of those or
No.
just the Mylars?
The Mylars.
Okay.
You can take them to Yolanda in our office and she'll tell you what else, if anything you need.
I'll sign those for you. That's really yours. Make everybody wait.
I think it's on the left side.
Today is the 23rd,
Today's the 27th.
Did you buy my book?
27th. What up?
I didn't get any.
You're saying 22nd,
Seven.
27th.
Okay.
It is? Where have I been?
Are you Nick or Levi?
I'm gonna go. They couldn't make it.
Okay. I'm gonna run get that bid for the next item and I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. Guess I was asleep.
Hurry. I tried to get last week sometime.
That one guy.
Yeah, well, I knew that already.
I assume it would drive, but I just keep. There. Big sign copy for that.
I think the last person to sign is Dawn.
Flag will track it at least 50 foot right away.
Yes, sir.
We'll get them broken up in strange shapes there.
Just the surveyor, I do what they tell me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We'll go ahead and do this. Well, no, we're going to wait till you get back.
Wait.
We're gonna take a brief moment, pause while Sherry goes and gets our bids.
Yeah.
Bid, well, bid. $430. This is it. That's the only copy of that. Sheriff, as soon as she gets back, we'll start with you on your 2 items here.
That one, I know absolutely nothing about, so
Which one?
the yard work,
The which?
the yard work,
You don't know anything about the yard work? I don't either.
Where'd that come from?
These are important because
Where's that from?
Who's in charge out there?
well, I used to think I was. Maybe not.
So they run by you.
Well,
Shane apparently put it on the agenda, so.
would you like to wait and discuss that before we approve that, I presume?
Because all I can say is I know nothing.
Well, we're gonna pass on that, so y'all can talk that out.
How many you about that?
One? Oh, you told me there's only one, didn't you? We're gonna go back to item C when Sharon's ready. Consideration of possible approval of action regarding authorization to purchase equipment for the sheriff's department.
This has to do with the camera system back in the jail. I've got 20 cells, which are segregation cells that have absolutely no coverage, video coverage in them. Is what I want to do is add that coverage to those cells. And pretty much dang near every square foot of that jail is gonna be covered. The price of it's $30,590.25. The proposal is from Guardian, who we currently have the system with right now, the rest of the jail system. And I would like to purchase this out of the inmate commissary fund, so that way it's not gonna cost the taxpayers a dime. That's basically all I have to present on that.
How much was it again?
$30,590.25.
Thank you.
I have a copy for the clerk's office along with the scope of work there.
Well, you've heard what the sheriff has to say. Is there a motion to approve this purchase of the additional cameras?
I make the motion to approve the sheriff department's cameras for a bid of $30,590,
590,
25.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? There you go. We got
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
unanimous there. Well, I guess we'll pass on item D, which has to do with the lawn work, until y'all have time to discuss that.
Well, I don't know what's going
Is that one yours? The lawn? I can do that.
Okay, item E is open sealed bids for 2021 or newer single wheelbase, but it means single wheel crew cab diesel pickups, what I think what they meant. And there's one bid, we only received one bid, and it doesn't say who it's from. You want me to open it? I will open this bid. And you have a bid for the 2021 Ford F-350 Wide XLT with 73,394 miles for $52,000. I think you already looked at trucks. But well, anyway, so, that's the only bid we had, so it's your precinct.
Who's it from? Wildfire?
Wildfire Truck Sales. I will pass these around.
Okay.
Goes to Ms. Sharon.
All right, what we gotta do?
Well, we've opened the bids.
I'll give it to Josie if she.
So item F is approve the purchase of a 2021 or newer single wheelbase crew cab diesel pickup. And so we're looking for a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the purchase of this pickup.
Second.
A motion, second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Item G is consideration of possible approval of action regarding authorization of advertisement for bids for a bank depository. And Ann is here to talk about that.
Do you want me to, can you hear me from here?
I can hear you,
All
as
right.
long as the air conditioner's not running.
This year we have to go out for our four-year bank depository bid. And-
4 year,
Uh-huh.
4 year.
And there is a timeline, so I'm gonna read this notice to you. Once a week for at least 20 days before the date to submit an application under section 116.23 parentheses A, the county judge shall place over the judge's name in a newspaper of general circulation in the county a notice that the commissioner's court intends to receive application from which to select a depository bank. A notice shall also be posted at the courthouse door of the county. So, at this time, the Commissioner's Court needs to authorize advertisement for a bank depository bid in regular session.
Any questions about that? Is there a motion to authorize going out for bids or bids for the bank depository?
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Shaw,
Second.
second from Mr. Trawick. All in favor? There's that.
Got one question.
Yes.
Now, that's just depository. You can, when you buy something, you can get it wherever is the
Yes.
cheapest bid, right?
Shop for the best loan. Okay. With that clarified, we're supposed to, the next item is Commissioners Court will temporarily recess and reconvene at the Brown County Museum of History for a short tour and inspection of the facility. Following the tour, the Commissioners Court will reconvene at the Brown County Courthouse. Discussion regarding needed repairs and possible approval of action regarding repairs for the Brown County Museum of History will take place after that. So with that, I guess we will recess here and reconvene at the Museum of History.